언니 행복해? 뚱크. 언니 행복해? 박수. What up, True Togs? Eric Kim. All right, beautiful day here in Hadong, South Korea. So, some thoughts on pursuing your passion. So, one thing that I wholeheartedly, Amak, 나중에, okay? Okay. One thing that I wholeheartedly believe in is this notion of following your passion. So why is this so important and why should one do it? Some practical thoughts is 아빠도 앉아? 아빠도 앉아? Yeah. Okay, 여기 돌멩이. So why follow your passion and stuff like that? So I think the big issue is that, like, it seems that most people have a difficult thing, like you know, finding something that they're passionate or enthusiastic about, and issues with motivation and stuff like that. But then the funny thing is, if you follow your passion, how could you ever run out of motivation? I mean, like, for example, my son Seneca, he's my passion. Look how cute he is. He's the best, right? And photography, video, living is my passion. Blogging, vlogging, traveling, seeing the world is kind of my passion. And it's been great because in pursuing my passion, which was photography, street photography, etc., I don't know, like, life is just it's much more interesting. It's much more rewarding. It's taking me on great adventures, and just when I thought things couldn't get better, it has. Like this summer, going to Cambodia, Cambodia, Phnom Penh, even Seneca is now, like, what, 1 year 8 months, 1 year 9 months. He's growing strong. He's becoming the next rock master. 그치 마이똥. 던져봐. Yeah. 던져봐. 멀리. Yeah, 박수. And also, you know, coming here to my mom's place in Hadong, South Korea, it's like just when I thought things couldn't get better than Kyoto Uji, it has here in Hadong. I mean, the big thing, 그치. The big thing is, I don't know, I think, so I think the peak of my creative productivity, thriving epicness was probably 2017 in Vietnam. But now being here in the mountainside, 던져봐, it's kind of like next level because, you know, I'm a Boy Scout. I'm actually an Eagle Scout too. And, you know, like, my thoughts about nature, I was always kind of like, yeah, it's cool, but, like, I'm not like one of those people who I'm like, oh, nature is so amazing. But my my practical thought is something about creativity, right? So, something about all the variation and texture. So all these little rocks, right? These, like, kind of like bonsai trees, the water wheel, seeing trees of different textures. And also one of my practical theories is this notion of deep depth. So the fact that while standing here, I could look all the way there into the distance is actually quite awesome because it affords my brain and eyes a chance to exercise my depth perception. And I think that's actually why the ideal scenery or view or environment for people is actually not in front of the beach or in front of bodies of water, which people traditionally think. It's actually like kind of being on top of a mountain or the mountainside looking into a valley, I think is best. We went to Namhae the other day, which is like a Korean island, pretty popular. And it's a popular resort town because people like to just be on top of the mountains and look down into the water. But I actually think that in terms of hierarchy, being in the mountains and surrounded by the mountains and looking down into the valley, I actually think it's a superior view. I think it kind of gives a sense of like loftiness and elevation. And also we found like a Totoro forest, which looks super duper epic. And the upside of this all is that, you know, you think about the passion, right? I mean, technically the more accurate term is enthusiasm. Shout out to my friend Sarah Lando, who is also a linguist. She studied ancient Greek. So enthusiasm means entheos is like the God within yourself, like this inner spirit, daimon type of figure. Passion is technically suffering. Like you think about Passion in the Christ, think about Mel Gibson, right? So technically we're thinking about the word enthusiasm. But I mean, colloquially in American English, we use the term passion. I think it sticks, right? Like even Dr. Dre on his Compton album, right? Like he has the line, he's like, rich as fuck, but guess what? I'm back to work. And then he has another thing, it's like, why does he do it? It's like, this is my passion. So for Dr. Dre, making music is his passion. You know, I'm sure for Kanye, fashion, music, culture is his passion. For me, it's kind of like photography, blogging, vlogging, life, philosophy, entrepreneurship is kind of my passion. So the practical thought, whoa, mega splashy, and they have 5. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. So then for me, my passion is like A, motivating myself, and B, like trying to motivate other people. Like, cause you know, like I personally know how hard it is to motivate myself, and along my life journey, there's been lots of moments where, you know, I'm not sure like what direction should I take, what should I be seeking, whatever. And so, you know, fortunately I've had a chance to reach certain milestones and think about things a little bit more deeply. So I think in that regard, it's been beneficial to think a little bit more and use my experiences and share them with others. So yeah, I would say, you know, people are like, oh, should I follow my passion in terms of like monetizing my passion? I mean, I can tell you what I did, which is, you know, grew up in the Bay Area, went to college, right? And then I first filed as a biology major. And my first quarter, I'm like, man, I hate this, right? And I went to the, I went to the undergraduate admission, the undergraduate like career center, I guess, right? Looked through the list of majors. I'm gonna switch my major, right? And then I saw sociology. I'm like, sociology, I like society, I like people, I'm gonna choose that. And I think it's been the best choice of all time, because at the time it didn't seem like, oh, this is gonna make me a bunch of money or whatever, right? But like, it was just kind of interesting to me. And I actually genuinely enjoyed going to my classes, which is, you know, something I experienced for the first time in my life. Even this one class, I still remember I did like a sociology of communication class, and I loved the class. And I ended up getting like a B plus in the class. But it was the first time in my life where I was like, I don't care, because I enjoyed the class so much. And I'm like, what? This is kind of crazy. But anyways, so initially, you know, passion in photography, but I didn't think I could really practically make a career out of it. I didn't think it was possible. So I took the more traditional route, which was like, oh, you know, Cindy helped me find this internship, doing like, oh, is social media, Facebook your passion, And then actually at the time when I was a undergrad senior, I actually taught a sociology of Facebook and online social networks. So actually, since the early days, social media, kind of Facebook, sociology stuff was actually really interesting to me. So I actually taught a 1-unit USIE seminar edit at UCLA, and then got a job, you know, internship there, and then the internship turned to a job. Worked there for 10 months. The company IPO'd. We're like, yeah, we're all gonna get rich. And next day, the stock tankers, oh no, and then like half the company gets made redundant, right? So I lost my job. And then while I was working full-time, 9-to-5 job, right? Then I was building up my blog on the side. So I would actually say a practical tip is, while having like some sort of steady job, you know, some sort of 9-to-5, then build up your hustle on the side. And my pragmatic thought is, do the minimum amount of work at your job possible to not get fired. You know, collect your salary and then build up your empire on the side. And then the question is, when should I jump ship? Honestly, like for me, yeah, it's funny because like when I got made redundant from my job, I might have only had like $1,000 in my savings account. So like you're never gonna have an optimal opportunity. I'm just lucky that fate just kind of shoved my hand. So honestly, I can't give you any advice about that. But the very pragmatic thought I have is, you know, maybe it is a good idea to get, you know, a standard job where you earn a high salary and then build up your hustle on the side, or try to seek to have some sort of job which requires the least amount of mental strain or physical strain as possible, like Albert Einstein working at the post office, and then on the side philosophizing or thinking or do your photography on the side, whatever. But whatever choice you decide, yeah, good maitong. Like, yo, wow, mega dormingi, 던져봐. Yeah. See, look at Seneca. His passion is picking up rocks and throwing them into big bodies of water. Yeah. Okay, 한일이. 돌멩이 던져봐. 메가 돌멩이. Okay, 던져봐. 던져봐. 박수. Yeah. 참 잘했어요. And also the funny thing too is that like a lot of people's like, you know, a lot of millennials my age, whatever, you know, people don't want to have kids no more. And I think the biggest concern or fear is that if I have a kid, it's going to stunt my ability to be happy and travel and live freely, blah, blah. But in actuality, I would actually encourage more people to have kids, surprisingly enough, right? It's crazy, right? Like all that money you're spending on your cat and your dog, spend it on a kid instead. And actually, truth be told, like having kids is actually really not that expensive. Like just ask friends and family for random baby hand-me-down stuff. Like we pretty much purchased nothing for Seneca. We got everything for free. Yeah. And actually the funny thing is like everyone wants to be happy, right? So and I would say about having a kid is your ability to be happy is augmented like 1,000,000x. At the same time, yeah, baksu, the pain you'll experience, like the physiological pain you'll experience in the early days, like like the first year and a half is like insane types of pain. But then again, I was thinking about, I'm like, it's not like, I'd imagine like being a Navy SEAL or being in the military is more difficult. Good maitong, yeah. So yeah, and then it's great because baksu. And actually the thing I love about Seneca is that he's actually made me more adventurous. Like he's the one who always wants to like throw rocks into the water, so he gets my ass out the house. And he just made me think a little bit more about life. Like, you know, I just like a turbo thought I had too, right? Look at this. There's like 10 quadrillion pieces of pebbles on the ground. Yet he never tires and bores of it, right? Yet all of us, right? Like us adults, we get so easily bored and tired of things. And so like even life and creativity and following our passion, right? Maybe we should take a similar thought, right? Where it's all just every single time we do something, it's like picking up a new rock, right? Yeah. Hoo-hoo. Okay, 돌멩이. Yeah. 감사합니다. And then throwing it into bodies of water, right? 그치 마이똥. Yeah. So ultimately, allow yourself to be like a kid and just have fun with it. Yeah, 박수.